Hi, I'm Christopher Hamilton, CEO of Texas Health Action.
And I'm Brigitte Bandit, local drag queen, activist, and city commissioner.
Drag and sexual health care are important parts of the queer community, and they have more in common than you might think.
So today, I'm putting Christopher in drag to discover just how similar they are. You ready, Christopher?
I think so.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Oh, I can't wait to see this.
It's so weird working around a beard. I don't have one of those.
I had one in high school. Her name was Katie. No, please, no glitter.
Beautiful. Is this your first time getting into drag?
It is not. Well, it's second time.
It's your second
time
getting
time.
into drag.
So we had a Kind Clinic fundraiser in, 2019, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a whole Marie Antoinette vibes thing, like got a big wig and put lights in it, and like butterflies and pearls, and just really did it up and had a wonderful, fun time with it. It was a lot of fun.
Uh-huh.
How about when was your first time in drag?
My first time in drag. I feel like, okay, so I tried to do drag like years before I actually started drag, and it was a disaster. I went home and I tried to block my brows out, which we're not doing on you today because it's hard. My eyebrows are shaved now, so okay, I don't have to deal with that. But I did such a terrible job, so I just took glitter and I put it like all over my face. My face was just like literally like just covered with glitter, like especially right here. And I thought I looked so freaking good. I still have all the photos of me like taking in my house by myself. I'm stunning. Look at this work right now. Look at this. It's a drag queen. But whenever I actually started drag, the very first time I went into drag and I went out was like 6 years ago now. And I did pretty good, although I was looking very crunchy at the end.
Were you nervous?
But I had fun. I was a little nervous about like how people were gonna take me, but I went to a ball actually. The very first time I got into drag, I went to a ball, and I'm so glad I went to a ball versus like a regular gay bar. Honestly,
Was it gonna be like less judgmental?
Yeah, exactly. It was kind of more, you have a little bit more queerness than just like cis gay men, so the ball I felt very welcomed and celebrated and accepted.
Nice.
And so I had such a good time. I'm honestly so glad that that's where I ended up the very first time I went into drag. Yes, and so it was a really good experience.
Nice.
Obviously I had a good time because I'm still doing it.
Yeah, well,
they
and
can't get rid of me.
it.
They can't get rid of me. And now you're doing it too. Okay, are you excited to be a bandit?
I am. What should my name be?
What should your name be? What was did you have a little alter ego name at the first time you did
No, that was just old Christopher out having a good time at Halloween.
Okay.
My executive team did actually give me a name once.
Uh-huh.
So Project Transitions was having their snowball, like winter fundraiser.
Uh-huh.
And there was a vintage fur stole. And obviously I needed that to go out. So got it at the little auction and decided, oh yes, I really enjoy this. It's completely ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
So they were asking me one day and making fun of me, like, oh, well, don't you have a summer mink? And then a name was born.
Oh my God, that's cute.
Summer Mink.
Wait, that's cute. I like that.
Summer Mink Bandit.
Summer Mink Bandit.
Okay.
That's cute. I love that. Beautiful. So now you work at the Kind Clinic. You don't do drag anymore. So how did you get started doing that?
Am I pretty yet?
That's beautiful.
I started in Kind Clinic in 2018. A friend had posted on Facebook they were looking for a CEO, and I was like, I want to do that.
Oh, okay.
And so I gave it my all.
Straight to CEO.
Yeah. Well, I'd worked in like big hospital system before, all in cancer services for 10 years.
Okay.
So I had a variety of things overseeing like research and patient registries and navigation and clinics and all kinds of stuff. And I was like, well, I can use all of this experience and now go and give back to like my community, which is what I always wanted to do in healthcare. So
well, that's really cool. So it just ended up working out really perfectly for your skill set and like kind of to give back. That's awesome. So 2018?
2018.
So what month did you get started?
March.
March.
So it was right before, like I had like left 1 week in March and then had a week in between, and that was South by Southwest.
Okay.
So like got to go have a little bit of fun, right? And then the next week I was starting, and I was so terrified. Like I was so nervous, but everybody was so nice. And we were a much smaller team. There were only like 20 of us at that time. Yeah. Damn. We had one little clinic of 3 rooms.
Oh my God.
We've come a long way.
Yeah. Now y'all have
7 years.
Y'all have everything else. I just went to what's it called? Glossy.
Oh yeah.
I went and I got Glossy a couple days ago. I got micro needling done.
Oh, how was it?
That place was so cute. It was good. It was honestly so much easier than I anticipated. Like I had never gotten any procedures done or anything like that. They were like, well, that's the least invasive, yada yada. But I was still scared it was gonna hurt. It did not hurt. It really did not hurt.
Good.
Like it was really easy. I'm still waiting to see my results though.
I was like, well, I hope my forehead is not moving because I've also been to Glossy and got my neurotoxin injections.
Okay, cool. Okay, close your eyes. So obviously you like your job because you're still here, huh?
That's the best thing I've ever done in my life.
Oh, like, that's amazing.
It is so rewarding.
That's amazing.
I think some of the experiences I've had in life before with healthcare are what helps inform me and want to do things differently for our community. So I lived in College Station for 12 years. I know.
Oh my God, I'm so nervous right now. Beautiful! You're looking beautiful. College Station.
Yes, I know. Yeah, went to school. And I remember, like, there was one time I had, like, strep throat so bad. I could not eat, couldn't drink, and I was trying to find a doctor that took my insurance and just dealing with all of that and not really knowing and just feeling awful, right? And you feel not good in that situation anyway, but then you don't ever know what's going to come up when you go to the doctor. And I remember this moment. He's like, well, has anybody around you had strep? And I was like, well, my roommate. And I said roommate because it was really my boyfriend at the time.
Okay.
I didn't know this guy. I didn't know he was going to react. So, like, back in the, this is over 20 years ago, we would say boyfriend.
Yeah.
Or roommate, right?
Roommate, yeah. And they were roommates.
Yes, roommates. Bachelor roommates. And he's like, well, the only way you could have gotten it from your roommate is if you were kissing him. Were you kissing him? And I felt such shame. I just like sunk inside myself and was like, yes. Aww. And it was just awful. And it was like, I don't know how a doctor could ever shame anybody like that, right? How could you leave an experience like that and still feel like crap and feel worse about yourself?
Yeah.
So those are the kind of things that I take with me. And
it's so important to be able to be honest and upfront with your healthcare providers too, and not feel like any kind of shame like that you can't share what's actually happening in your history. Yeah,
and doctors aren't ever trained to talk about sex either, right? So if you add like the shame of being gay or queer, sex that you like to have, like how are you going to know if you can trust somebody to have an honest conversation and get your needs met?
Damn. Oh, gosh. Well, did you get what you needed, though?
I did.
Okay, good.
And then I found a new doctor.
Good.
How long does it take you to
get to drag?
Yeah.
It takes me... Okay, I can do my makeup in, like, a little over an hour now.
Okay.
Because I've been doing it for so long. But I like to give myself, like, a couple hours to actually get into costume and everything, glue down everything. Oh, my God.
So what's your routine like? Do you like put on music and just kind of enjoy the moment?
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes I'll listen to music. I like to listen to like political talk shows of like people just like talking to people about politics. On like live on TikTok, there's like some kids who like to go on there and like talk with people. And I like listening to those political debates. Obviously, I am into the politics. Okay, let me see. You look beautiful already. You should see yourself. It's like,
I can't wait.
Okay, what are we going to do next?
I can't wait to see this.
Oh, God, I'm so nervous.
Is it really giving summer mink?
It's giving mink for sure. Okay. Okay, what am I doing next? Let's do some eyeshadow.
So you started out 6 years ago, like really doing this hardcore. What was probably the biggest challenge to, I don't know, from like the very first time to where you are now? Because like, you're one of the big leaders of drag in Texas. I mean,
in Texas. I was just
the
going to
nation.
say Austin.
But I mean, you've been up at the Capitol. You've been yelling at people, like standing up for rights. So I mean, you were clearly a voice and visible for a large part of our community. So what was maybe the early on challenge that you felt like? Well, I don't know how to get past this yet.
I think like for me, I feel like the challenges in drag have changed so drastically since when I started to now, right? Like whenever I started in drag, like I had I mean, personally, I was coming through like a very difficult time in my life. And I had just moved back home with my mom. I had to get out of a bad living situation, and I needed to like rediscover myself and find out who I was. I had just kind of lost myself. But then also like as an AFAB performer, I didn't see a lot of representation in the community. And even whenever I started drag, I got like some pushback on if it was valid or not, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that was kind of something so like I'm sitting there trying to figure out who I am, trying to discover myself, trying to explore myself. And then they're like, wait, can you even do that? And I'm like, what? I thought I could, you know? But now, obviously, like the challenges are so much more than just me and how like I'm accepted, because it's really now the entire drag community has kind of been politicized, used as a scapegoat for real issues. And me being AFAB has kind of been able to break down some of their ideas and what drag is and what it looks like and who does it. Obviously, they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. They don't even really care. They want to say whatever they can to make us seem bad, but you know that's kind of shows like my testimony going viral and stuff like that for sharing that the laws wouldn't affect me as an AFAB performer, right? Shows how important diversity is in drag. And that it is valid and everybody can do it. But now, obviously, like my challenges as a drag queen in Texas is so much more than just that, right? Like over the pandemic, right? So I started drag in 2018. Whenever you started, I started whenever you started at Kind Clinic, I started drag in August, and I did my drag competition. Whatever, I lost it by 2 points. I'm still bitter about it. Still mad. Where are those 2 points? Lost it. Who won? Nobody knows.
Was it stolen from you?
It was stolen. I'm being shady. Okay, anyway. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So then I did good and I was getting bookings or whatnot, and then everything shut down.
Oh.
Because of the pandemic.
That was the wildest time.
That was so crazy.
We were just getting ready to open a clinic in San Antonio, like our first real big clinic, and we'd hired all these people. Like we doubled the number of staff that we had. And they'd come to Austin, and they were all training and getting ready. And I remember meeting people and like, oh, it's so great, you know. Can't wait to come visit you in San Antonio. And then they opened, and 1 week later shut down because everybody was at home.
Oh,
it was
my
the wildest
God.
time.
That's crazy.
It was.
Yeah, what a time to open a clinic.
Yeah. Luckily, we already had like telehealth stuff already set up.
Okay, that's good.
So we could switch. I mean, within a week, we switched, and we're seeing people by telehealth and figured out how to get people into the clinic safely and to get, you know, lab work and everything done. But it was, God, I don't want to revisit that time ever again.
Literally. And I was like, for me, it was like, damn, I finally started getting all these bookings and then there's nothing to do, you know? I'm not even having to worry about getting healthcare to people. I was just like, I just want to perform.
So the frustration, I guess we feel as a community of just having our rights, I also feel happens in healthcare for us, you know? Like trying to find a provider that's not going to judge you, trying to find somebody that knows how to take care of your needs. And it is so frustrating because if you have insurance, you're like, okay, well, which one of these people out of this big book, you know, or a website do I go to? How do I know any of these people are going to be okay? And if you don't have insurance, like that's an even bigger challenge.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't have insurance.
You got to find the place that like, okay, where can I go? And how much is it going to cost me, right? And then, you know, you don't know what it's going to be like when you show up. I like that's something we're trying to do different and
Yeah.
be that safe space. Kind of like that ball that you first went to, right? It was like sounded like a safe space,
It was.
and everybody's going to be cool and welcoming. And I think that's what we want to do with Kind Clinic, is be that safe space for people.
Yeah.
And know that, okay, you can have insurance, you don't have insurance, it doesn't matter. We're going to take care of you.
Yeah, that's important. Taking care of your sexual health is important. And yeah, I think there's already so many barricades to getting the healthcare you need, especially here in Texas. Queer people, right?
I mean, again, living in College Station and, not one of the big cities. And at that time, we didn't have PrEP. That didn't exist. We had to wait 2 weeks for an HIV test to come back.
Oh, my God.
Now it's, a minute. I mean, things have definitely changed for the better. And I'm glad we have telehealth, that we can serve people in different counties that may not be able to get to a clinic.
Okay. So you serve people from, all over Texas?
Our patients live in over half the counties of Texas.
Oh, really?
All over the place.
Oh, wow.
It's like that old, we are everywhere. Because we are everywhere. But I just remember, man, I can't imagine what it would have been like if I had been living in College Station trying to find somebody to get PrEP from. If that was a thing.
Yeah, because there's not really, I guess, queer healthcare clinics everywhere. I went to the Texas Democratic Convention. And I met so many rural Texans, and it made me kind of realize how lucky I am to be in Austin. I already knew that. But I also realized, oh my gosh, there's so many people who don't have the resources that they need. And they're stuck in these tiny little towns like College Station that you experience, right? Without any kind of the support they need. So I'm glad that they at least have it virtually. That makes me happy. I think your nose is a little crooked. We'll fix that later. This is I feel like a kindergartner.
You're not finger painting, right?
No. Okay, we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going, and I'm gonna trust the process.
You've never done this on another person, right? That you'd started practicing during pandemic.
Well, I mean, I had done it. I had been doing.
Didn't have a place to go.
Yeah, and then I had more time to play. And it's nice to have time to play because, let me just get this little piece back. Yeah, it's nice to have time to play and not feel because now it's even if I do want to do something weird, I have to give myself so much time just in case it comes off bad because I have a gig or something. I actually have to be seen.
Right. A lot of patients started up on virtual during that time. Right?
Yeah.
And
oh yeah.
It was interesting because a lot of people also have roommates, and so we saw a lot of people start doing calls from their car. I mean, not driving, but just that's the only place that they could get a quiet spot, or maybe
or
not
privacy.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're at work, you're not gonna do that in a cubicle around everybody else. So, car became an interesting space for people to just do telehealth visits. I guess the thing that I took away is when you talked about the labels and how people kind of define drag and who can be a drag queen and who can't. And I feel like you can't do that with healthcare because we're all people.
Yeah.
And we're trying to be as inclusive as we can, whether somebody feels they are or identifies as part of the LGBTQIA plus community or not. It's still healthcare. We're still people. We take care of you. So.
Yeah. So you serve anybody, no matter what.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we say we have an expertise in serving LGBTQI plus people because we're kind of queer, but it's fun that way.
Yeah. Okay. Gorgeous, stunning. Are you ready to see yourself?
Is it worthy of the bandit name?
I think so. I think I did good. I think I did good. You ready?
Let's see it.
Okay.
Oh my God. This is definitely summer mink.
Summer Yes. Oh my God, you look gorgeous. Don't you look good, right?
Thank you.
Do you like it? Are you feeling the fantasy?
It is definitely a fantasy. It's an illusion.
Yes.
Thank you so much for doing this.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much for being my canvas.
Thank you.
And being my daughter.